For everyone who loves a good movie, have we got a book for you? Our next guest spent, there it is, our next guest spent every day of the year 2001 in a movie theater, every single day. You may recognize his voice as that of Tom Servo from Mystery Science Theater 3000. Kevin Murphy, a pleasure to have you here today.
A pleasure to be here. It's really early, but it's still a pleasure.
Thank you. It's early for us, too. You never get used to it, I guess. So you're a UW graduate, which just might make you crazy enough to partake in this adventure.
It did. I wanted to write a book from the point of view of the movie-going audience. You know, I came back to town here, and suddenly the Majestic is gone. The Orpheum's still there, thank God, and I'm glad for things like that. But I thought people need an alternative to the multiplex so they can go out and see something different. So I thought I'd do it for them and then report back. So I saw a movie, went to a theater, saw a movie every day for the entire year.
What did you see? Everything?
Well, let's see. I mean, I went all around the planet because I thought that was important. So perhaps I saw a movie in an igloo in Quebec. That was fun. I got to sneak into the Cannes Film Festival. That was also fun. I lived for a week on nothing but movie theater food. I don't recommend that at all. I went to Australia, which is my favorite movie country in the world, I think. Great cinema, just a domestic cinema, and great movie theaters. I went to the Cook Islands and Rarotonga in the South Pacific. I went to Mexico and showed movies in a cantina because they had no movie theaters where I was. So I went to outdoor theaters, I went to drive-in theaters, I went to museums, I went to the big movie palaces, and I found the smallest movie theater in the world, 22 seats in Australia, and I tried to have every conceivable kind of experience a person can have going to the movies.
So what'd you learn besides how to smuggle food into a theater?
I'm good at that, too, and I've got some tips. As a matter of fact, I smuggled a whole Thanksgiving dinner in. Turkey dinner, put out the tablecloth, the plates, the whole thing, the wine, and the turkey and the stuffing and the cranberry sauce. You know, that's better than what they have.
Nobody stopped you.
So that's what I did. Nobody stopped me. Now, what I found was you can have more fun than just going to the multiplex and lining up and picking your movie off of a menu board like you're at, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Just seek out a few alternatives. You know, still here in Madison, there are a lot of adventurous alternatives to the normal humdrum fare.
And that's like the Orpheum, things like that you talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. And at the museums and at the U Film Society and things like that, where you can just find something you've never seen before. It's kind of like expanding your palette beyond, like, instead of seeing XXX, there's a wonderful film called The Fast Runner that's coming to town, and I highly recommend it. It's an Inuit film. It takes place entirely up in the Arctic Circle, and it's got everything. It's got a love story, it's got a murder mystery, it's got chases, but it's completely foreign to our country, and it's really quite an adventure. And I think people should do that. They can raise their expectations a little bit for Hollywood.
Yeah, I'd really like to go and spend a whole year traveling around and looking at movies. Do you work?
It's a darn good job, you know?
Yeah,
it's a great job.
How did you get this gig?
Well, you know, sometimes they'll give you a book advance if they think that you're actually going to sell them some things. And I had this gimmick. You see, I went to see a movie every day for a whole year. They thought that'd sell a few books. So I got a book advance, and I spent the whole thing on travel. And I just made it into an adventure. That was the whole point, movies were getting boring for me, so I thought I should make them into an adventure, make it more fun to go see it, because I love the cinema. You know, I spent a lot of time in the film school here, and I love to go to the movies, and I thought, it's not fun anymore, so I had to make it fun for myself.
Then you made it fun for the readers as well. You can meet the author. You can meet Kevin Murphy. That's him. Tonight, 6 p.m., he'll be at the University Bookstore, the one on State Street, here in Madison. So thank you so much for coming in and talking with us today. Again,
my pleasure.
The book called A Year at the Movies, so check that one out. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Coming up, our next guest joins us to talk about a walk for a great cause. Stay with us. We'll be right back.